But yeah, I'll just go ahead and ask you a few questions. Can you describe what it feels like right before you step into like the cold plunge?
Right before is hard. It's like the only thing that gets me into the cold plunge is knowing what I'm going to feel like afterward. For me, it's still very hard to get in every time, just because I personally hate being cold. And so it's really, really hard to be like, I'm going to voluntarily get into, 34-degree water or into, somewhere a little bit above there. Like, that's pretty cold. It's pretty cold.
How do you prepare yourself for something like that? Like when you know it's going to be that cold?
Definitely prepping breath work is huge. Like reminding myself ahead of time, like, okay, the secret is to breathe. Breathing is everything. So when you step into the cold plunge, it's all about breath regulation. And so if you immediately regulate your breath, then it is so much easier there on out. If you don't do that, then it just kind of like prolongs that initial agonizing. But it's definitely like, I don't draw it out. It's kind of like that, just mentally gear up, like, okay, we got this, let's do it, let's get in now. The longer I stand here, the more I might back out.
Yeah, that's totally understandable. So why do you keep coming back to do it again then?
It is the feeling when you're done. So after you cold plunge, it is like the best mood boost, best energizer I've ever experienced. So I've been an RN, a nurse, a long time. I've taught yoga for a long time. And I personally feel like we can take depressed people and put them in a cold plunge every day, and that could replace their antidepressant. Like, you feel so happy. You're just in the best mood, and you feel really energized, but not like when you drink a bunch of caffeine and you got the jitters. Like, you're just awake. Your body is ready to go, and you just feel so incredible. It's really hard to describe other than just so happy, so positive, so ready to tackle anything, and again, just full of like life and vibrancy.
That is so awesome. Yeah. If someone was like a first timer at a cold plunge, like what advice would you give them, or like to talk them into doing it if someone was like new to the idea?
Big thing is know that so like the first minute is the hardest, and then after that it gets easiest. First 30 seconds, really hard. If you can make it to a minute, then after that it's much easier. Recommended cold plunge time is about 3 minutes. So the first minute is the hardest. After that, you're like, okay, I'm here, I'm breathing, it's perfect. The second layer to that would be go all the way in, not necessarily like your head, but go as deep as you're going to go. Because like I talked about the breath regulation. And so if you kind of ease in, every time you have new body parts that are experiencing the cold water, you have to re-regulate your breath. So if you come in with that initial just, okay, I'm going to go all the way, to my shoulders, for example, like shoulders in, good. Then you regulate your breath once, and it's not like ease in, like, okay, I got my belly and I regulated my breath, and then I got my chest and I regulated. It's just kind
full
of one and
send.
done. So
Yeah,
like full commitment.
Yeah.
We're here.
Well, awesome. That was the main questions I had. Thank you so much also, by the way. I really want to do the cold plunge now. I've been wanting to do it for a couple of months. I've just been kind of scared. So
it's talk Angelina into doing it with you. Have her go in the one pool, you go in one pool, and pop in there. Go in, because there's a couple, the two pools. One is set at 34 degrees. One is set closer to 50. Do the 50-degree one. It's a little more approachable. Definitely not as intense. And especially as women, we don't necessarily we don't have to have the colder temperature. Like the men, for they need a little bit colder, and it helps boost their testosterone production.
Oh, okay.
Obviously, for us, that's not a big deal.
Yeah,
and then depending on, for us as cycling females, you really, like, around the time of your period, like during your period, definitely, I wouldn't even cold plunge. You can for like a very short amount, but your body is doing so much already by shedding that uterine lining that, like, cold plunging during your period is not really adding any benefit for you, other than just, you might get the boob boost after, but it's not like on a deeper physiological level. So it's like, you know, after a few days after your period is stopped, and, you know, for that next, you know, 10 days or so that you're optimized, you're energized, are going to be, you're like, okay, I want to hit it, I want to go in, you know, really consistently, I want to get 3 minutes at a time, you know, like, that's your kind of gung-ho phase through there.
Wow. Well, that's interesting. I didn't know it was like different for different genders. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, there's so much. I could go on for a long time about how many things are different for men and women, and most things are like studied first in men, and then as we like later than now finally are getting information about women.
About time.
It's right. It's different. So because men are on, their hormones are on a 24-hour cycle.
Yeah.
Women are on a 28-ish days hormone cycle. So men have a 24-hour reset. So every day they have like super consistency, right? In the morning, their testosterone is high. In the evening, their testosterone's a little bit lower. Their cortisol's a little higher. Like, it follows the normal rhythm of like the way society operates. So like, you wake up in the morning, you eat after it, you do it, you wind down in the evening, you go to bed, you wake up, you do it again. Men's hormones match that, whereas women's, again, we're on 28 days. It's definitely different. And so like your energy levels, your sleep, I mean, like, so much, your like the way you should like move your body and do fitness and food looks different throughout your cycle. It's fascinating. I love that. Yeah,
that's super cool. I know I've just overheard like Angel talking about like the benefits of like the cold plunge and the sauna and stuff, and just the science with the differences between male and female that's pretty cool. So
right, you'll have to try it. I definitely got out of a routine of doing it more, and I'm like, what am I dragging my feet for? I just need to do this. Like, for example, I had this doesn't happen often because luckily, again, people are into wellness, they're like doing a positive thing, but I had one raunchy customer who was kind of throwing a fit about some stuff and was kind of being a jerk via email. And so then I was like, okay, I just need to get this guy on the phone because, like, this is not working. This communication is not effective. And I was dreading it because he'd been such a jerk in writing, and I was just like, oh my gosh. So I actually jumped in the cold plunge before I called him. And then I was just like happy, ready to go. And I could
completely different attitude
and confident, completely different attitude going into a phone call. And I was like, okay, now I'm not like irritated and want to scream at you. Jerk.
That's awesome, actually.
So it's pretty cool. Like I said, I really think like we could replace people's antidepressants with cold plunging. Yeah. And now, obviously, there's no studies behind this. So like, this is just my like. This is my nurse brain. I'm like, I feel like
that could be a good like physical therapy
a research
idea.
Opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like this is like a research opportunity to see what does that look like for people. So.
Yeah, that would be interesting. They should start researching that. That would be.
I know.
Well, cool stuff. Awesome. Thank you so much. For the interview. I know it was a little last minute, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm glad it worked out. Good luck, and you'll have to let me know how it goes.
I'll text you if anything, happens and update you on that.
Cool.
So, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Have a good one.
Yeah, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye.